Leadership Commerce, the leadership program, it really helps me in school because it gave me more confidence to lead and to write papers and present papers in class, and so I'm really thankful that I had that experience.
It's helped me in school by advancing my PowerPoint abilities and taking me out of my comfort zone.
So I guess how leadership has helped us in school, I know for me it's helped me to be able to work with other kids and trying to just get one task done, and seeing how we can divide up the work and just get the job done faster.
Yeah, like Jonathan said, I think more than anything, leadership probably helped me learn to work in a group and how not only to work in the group but lead the group and play off other people's strengths and weaknesses. It also helped me to stay more organized in my schoolwork and managing work with school with things like leadership or FFA.
It really helped me to balance out my time, especially when I was involved in other extracurriculars, and so I really had to struggle with keeping my personal life and then school and then leadership all in balance so I could get everything done that I needed to.
Outside of school, leadership program has really helped me in work because it gave me the confidence to speak to people, you know, in more professional settings, and it helped me like if I went to camp or something, it helped me learn how to work better in teams and, you know, be more enthusiastic about what I was doing.
It helped me outside of school at GSP by helping me talk to a group of people that I'm not necessarily comfortable with because I had to do that at leadership.
Outside of school, well, it definitely helped me learn more about my county. A lot of our field trips that we went to, I'd actually never been or seen any of those places before. Like, I've never been inside Harper's Hands, especially back in there where they do everything. And that was the first time I went to the Discovery Park, which was really, really fun. So it's stuff like that.
Okay, so Max, what was your favorite trip that we took with the leadership program?
I think I'd have to say if I had a favorite trip we took or a favorite field trip we went on, I'd have to say it'd probably be Agriculture Day. When JT Workman came and told us about his precision ag and what he was doing with drones and mapping fields and doing soil tests and things like that. I thought that was really interesting, going to CPS and seeing how that worked from the inside out.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that day too, and also I enjoyed the Discovery Park field trip just because that was my first time ever going, and get to see that with a big group of people, and to also learn about some of the things that go on behind the scenes there too, because we talked to a lot of the people that actually worked there, and so it was cool to see how the park runs, and then later getting to go to talk to the Obion County Chamber of Commerce was interesting too, just because we learned a lot of things about how they operate in their county and the things that they do to promote Obion County for them, and I think that's helped us to bring some things back that way we can promote Hickman County for us.
Part of leadership was definitely the field trips and the food. Program was the research paper.
And so, least favorite part of leadership program?
Mine would have to be our topic that we ended up getting. For our group, our topic was about increasing the population of Hickman County. And it was a good topic, but the fact that at the time I was 15 or 16, and I don't know how to change a population of a whole county in a way that's going to become a drastic change, but also it's going to be beneficial to our county as well. So that's really what made it hard, and we were really expected to have this big and great idea, and you know, sometimes that's not always possible, but it was also good because it challenged us to think on a new level and to think more instead of being selfish about thinking for ourselves. We were having to think about a whole county and a whole group of people in general. So that was my least favorite part. As far as the topic wise, but now things behind it were beneficial as well. But Max, what was your least favorite part?
I have to say probably when we got our PowerPoint to a spot we thought we were done, and we got our research paper to a spot we thought we were done, we had to present it in front of the leadership group leaders, Miss Bev, Miss Melissa. We had to put it in front of them and put it out there, and they critiqued it. They told us what we could do better, what was good and what was just flat out wrong, and then we had to go back in and change it. I mean, and that was hard because we worked hard up to that point, but in the end it really paid off because we had a wonderful presentation at the end. We had a good video, we had good information, we had good slides, we had good poise when we were speaking. In the end it turned out to be a really great thing.
Okay, so my favorite part of leadership was obviously like the first big night where you like spend the night with everybody and you just have fun and play games and all of that. That was my favorite experience throughout leadership. But at the same time, like, I just really am thankful for the skills that it provided and gave me. I'm just so much more confident speaking in front of people now, thanks to leadership.
My favorite part, when I think of leadership, the most fun thing I think we did was the first orientation day when we all got divided into our groups. We had a big slumber party out in the cabin. It was really fun. We got to do a bunch of activities and things. And I just remember having like a lot of fun at that, and it set me up for like what we'd be doing and all the people that I'd be working with.
True.
If we're being honest, yes, it takes a lot of time. But if you learn early on how to like balance out your time, you don't really notice it, because I was involved in a lot of clubs and a lot of extracurriculars and things outside of school. But I still got everything done that we needed to and worked well with the team. It's towards the end where it gets really stressful because we're tying everything together and you're preparing for your final presentation that's, you know, that they're going to judge. So that's when it really is hammer time.
Leadership takes a ton of time. Is that true?
Not necessarily, but it does take a lot of hard work and effort, but it's definitely worth it in the end because you have the experience that you need to work in a group with other people.
So I've heard that the leadership program takes tons of time that I don't really have. So is that true?
Yeah, it is true, but at the same time, it gives you the opportunity to learn how to manage your time wisely, so that's an advantage.
So, guys, I've heard that the leadership program takes tons of time that we don't really have. Is that true?
No. Well, no and yes. No in the fact that you have the time, but yes in the fact that you're going to have to manage that time. You know, it may require sacrifices, such as not going to a fair or going to an event that you might want to go to, going out hanging with your friends, seeing a movie. But also, that's time you're spent with your team that's going to be working on presenting your idea or project. And so, it may take some time out of your daily schedule, but in the end, it teaches you a skill of time management that most people don't have, and it's something that's going to be necessary throughout your high school and college and then the rest of your life. Because if you don't know how to manage your time, then you're going to not be very successful. And so that's one thing that is really good about this program, is the fact that it teaches you have the time. You've just got to, you're independent, and you've got to be the one that sets that time aside for your group.
Yeah, I'd say I agree with Jonathan on that it's a yes and no thing. And it's not that it doesn't take time that you don't have, it's whether or not you're going to make time and commit to do it. Once you commit to do it, and you assign and you manage your time well, that's one of the big keys about your whole time things. If you manage your time well, everything will run very, very smoothly. It's just buckling down and getting it done, and sacrificing the small stuff. You may not. For me, it was sacrificing couch time.
Okay, as stressful as leadership was, and as frustrating as it was sometimes, I definitely had a good experience, and I would definitely do it again because of the skills that I learned and the just the fun that I had overall. I would definitely do it again. So.
I would definitely do leadership again if it was an option. Now that they're making new changes and are going to make it way more fun, I hear, than it was the year I did it. Like I said before, the sleepover the first night was so much fun. We had a really great time, and we had a lot of good food, and we got to go on a lot of field trips and get out of school, and yeah, it was great.
Jonathan, Max, why should I apply? What's the big deal about this?
I guess I'll let Max go first on this one.
I'd say for one thing, like Jonathan said to begin with, it is a resume booster for sure. When someone looks at your resume and they see Chamber Leadership Program participant or even Chamber Leadership Program winner, they see this and they're thinking their Chamber of Commerce thought that they were a good enough leader their sophomore year of high school. How much greater are they going to be now that they're applying for a job, or they're applying for GSP or CHA, or they're applying for internships? I know personally there's been a few things that I've applied for, like some internships this last summer, and I know it helped me get those, and I know there's probably job opportunities down the road that it's going to help me get, and no doubt that it's going to help me on scholarships. So I think more than anything, like Jonathan said, it's a resume booster.
Okay, so one reason that y'all should all apply is the reason why I applied initially, but I got so much more from it. The first reason I applied was because I knew it would look good on scholarships and on admissions and on my resume. And then later on, GSP. And it really did, but it goes farther than that. So.
Okay, y'all should definitely apply for leadership because it just gives you so many experiences, and it offers so many new skills that you're going to learn, and it's just really valuable for your future. And it's good for applications too. Looks good on resume.
If you could sum up your leadership experience in a phrase, what would that be?
I would say challenging in the best way, because there's a lot of things that are challenging, but this one brought about the most rewards, especially when it came time to take public speaking, and I actually wrote our whole research paper, and though that was really challenging, but it got me ready for public speaking when I had to write speeches all the time. It also prepared me for GSP because of all the hard work I had to do with the program. It just prepared me for applying for GSP later.
Okay, to sum up my leadership program experience, I guess I'd sum it up as a resume booster, just because of the fact that it gave us so many new experiences that I could add to my resume for different things throughout life.
With all the field trips that we did, I got to learn how much it takes to run this community. You think of Clinton being small and pretty much keeping to itself, but a lot goes into play with the community, even as small as ours. So that really kind of broadened my mind on how things, like, we may have a little town, but it's still, we have a lot of people and a lot of things going on that we don't see every day, just being a citizen.
Apply today.
Can we come back to it?
Leadership helped me in school by advancing my PowerPoint skills and
To sum up my leadership, I don't know what you mean by saying the question back. Oh my God.
Teresa, come to the office,
Hey.
please.
leadership has helped me in school by advancing my PowerPoint. I can't. Sorry.
Okay, so my least favorite part of leadership was probably the experience. Okay, I don't know what I'm going to say.
So I've heard that the
So I've heard that leadership takes a ton of time. Is that true?
Not necessarily. It does take time and effort, but it's worth it in the end. And
Okay, wait, let me think about what I'm going to say.
Alright, so Max, what else did you learn from the leadership program? As far as
Like overall?
just overall, yeah, just one general topic that or idea that you've learned through the leadership program.
First thing that comes to mind, without a doubt, most importantly, it taught me like where to really take a nap, and to where you could fall asleep without Miss Bev or Miss Melissa seeing you. Ways to prop your head up and to keep your head rested where they couldn't tell that you were sleeping and not working on your PowerPoint or your video. Yeah, so more than anything, it probably taught me where to take a nap.
Well, you know, and also, I think for me, it really helped me to learn the fact that, you know, when there's food involved, you know, just go for it. Yeah, and you know, there's the rule of ladies first, but when there was only 5 guys out of 20-something of us, you know, just go all out. You know, if you have to push and shove and hit somebody in the head, you just go and get that food, because you know, once that food's gone, it's gone, and I've got a hole in my stomach and it needs to be filled, and if it's not filled, then it's a very bad day. So I think that was my most important aspect